When in doubt, rant it out. What's up, guys? Measy Bear here, and today I'm filming a video standing up in front of my closet because variety, and I'm going to be doing a rant video for you guys about FLVS. Now, for some of you school kids who don't know what this is, let me educate you real quick. FLVS is basically an online public school that is free to Florida citizens. It's Florida Virtual School. So now that you get the acronym, it's basically where you go into your class for Spanish or math or history or whatever. Some people use it as like a part-time thing. I use it as a full-time thing. That's how I get my education. And basically you go in, you have a teacher. That teacher doesn't do anything for actual teaching. You read a lesson, you do an assignment. If you need help, the teacher helps you. If you don't, they don't, and then you do DBAs with them. But we'll get into that in a second. So before I start my rant about FLVS, I will really quickly put in my 2 cents about public school, because I still want some of you guys who are not homeschooled and not doing FLVS to be able to relate to this video. My thing that I want to rant about real traditional school is that homework exists. I think homework is the stupidest concept ever. You are in class or in school for 6 to 7 hours of the day. Let's say like 30 minutes of that is for your lunch break, or 15. I don't know how long your lunch break is. But you're in school for 6 hours of the day. Let's say you get homework assignments for each of those classes. You have to go home and spend an hour on each of those assignments, and that means that now you spent 12 hours of your day doing your work instead of taking 30 minutes at the start of one class and 30 minutes at the end of the class to do the lesson and the assignment all in the building that's supposed to be teaching you about school in the first place. Now, any of those of you who want to complain about your homework, now you have a good reason. Let's move on to the FLVS rant. Number 1. Welcome calls. The reason welcome calls are so annoying is not only because the fact that you have to call your teacher with a parent and talk about things you already know, because I've been doing FLVS literally almost all of my school life so far, so I know everything about FLVS, and I always tell my teachers this. And sometimes I get a really nice teacher who's like, okay, and then they know that I know everything, so they only talk to me about the specifics of that course, and then I have a welcome call that's like 3 minutes, and that is amazing. Thank you to those teachers. But most of the time, even if sometimes it slips my mind and forget to mention at the start, oh yeah, well, I've done this before. And even if I do, there are some teachers who are really chatty. And not only will they tell you everything that you already know over again, but they will also tell you things that have nothing to do with your course. They will ask you questions that have nothing to do with your course. Like they'll small talk with you. This is not speed dating. Please tell me about the specifics of the course and move on. Thank you very much. Number 2. When you finish your welcome call and you get over that, then you have to move on to doing your lessons and assignments. And as I talked about before, FLVS, I don't know if I mentioned this, but FLVS, what they do is you read your assignment, you read your lesson, you do your assignment, and you're done with that. That's the one thing. You do it all together. It takes like 90 minutes. Done. Finished. Over. But most of the time, if you do a regular lesson, it's just like whatever, 10 pages for history, 4 tabs for science, which takes even longer because every tab has an inside and you go in, there are like 8 more tabs. And for like Spanish, it's like 4 lesson pages, 4 grammar pages, 3 practice pages. Once you get done with all that, you most of the time move on to a quiz, which for most classes is like 5 questions, no big deal, just trying to test you and see how you're doing, see if you remember basically the material that we taught you 2 minutes ago, just a test. So you go and you do your test, you're like, okay, let's get this done. It'll take very quickly, because normally the quizzes you're like, okay, set that for like the end of the day, because that's like the easiest thing on my list. So you go in and you're expecting just an easy quiz, 5 multiple choice questions, all process of elimination. No, you get an essay question. An essay question on a lesson quiz. Now let me explain to you what an essay question is. You probably know what an essay question is. You're doing all these multiple choice, so simple, easy, whatever, most likely gonna get it right, with a 25% chance. Essay question. The most annoying essay questions are for English. English, the reason that the essay questions are so annoying is because they give you a limit or a minimum for your sentences. Oh, we need you to write 5 to 6 sentences on a lesson quiz. This is not a modules exam, it's not a segment exam, but you decided to give me an essay where I have to write 5 to 6 lines. Thank you very much. I totally wanted that. Number 3, long DBAs. I'm just saying all these things. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about. No idea. I have like 2 friends, 3 friends, my sister counts, who do FLVS. The rest of you, no idea. But basically, a DBA is a discussion-based assignment, whatever. But basically, they're trying to make sure that you ain't cheating. You ain't having someone else do your assignments for you, send them to you, and you send them in. Because if that's what was happening, then the teacher will call you and be like, hey, recognize your voice on the welcome call, that annoying ridiculous we talked about earlier. And then once they recognize your voice and you're just talking, then they know that it's you talking. And if you fail that exam, they're like, oh, well, she got 100% on all her assignments, but she failed the exam where she actually had to know things. That sounds like she's cheating. That's basically why I think they have the DBAs or the oral exams. And the reason that a long DBA is annoying is because they give you a block of 15 minutes. Who wants to be on the phone answering questions for 15 minutes? And I know this is very short, doesn't really matter, it's not that long of a time. It feels like an eternity. Some teachers will do that really nice thing where they give you 3 easy questions and then they're like, oh, well, you got 100%, good job, you're done. Other teachers will ask you questions and they'll just keep asking you more questions and more questions and more questions. And you're like, am I done yet? Can I be finished now? Are we still going? I've had other classes where I clearly wasn't getting it, and some teachers were like, oh, well, like, try to help you walk through it, but you're still getting through it yourself. I had one teacher who asked me a question, and I did not get it, and I was thinking, like, I can't remember. She asked me a question for Module 2. This was my 1 module, 1 DBA. So she was in the wrong, asking a question, oh, I can't remember. And instead of saying, oh, well, if you think about it like this, then this could be, and then you'd be like, oh, yeah, it's this. No, she was just, well, what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Are you going to answer the question? Like, I'm sitting there on the phone like, I don't know what it is. Don't ask me the question and then just leave me hanging. I'm not asking you to tell me the answer, but a little help would be nice, as seeing as you are the teacher. Number 4. This is possibly the most annoying thing on FLVS. Male teachers. I have had a lot of teachers on FLVS, seeing as I've been doing this for years and I've had lots and lots of classes. I have had bad female and male teachers. I had 1 bad female teacher, and every single male teacher I had was terrible. I started out having female teachers only, like I had never had a guy teacher before. And I got a guy teacher, I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting, I never had this before, okay, maybe it'll be fun, cool, whatever. So I go into it thinking, oh yeah, fun, whatever, it's just going to be regular, normal, however the course is. No. His name was... Probably going to have to bleep that out. But that was his name. And he was possibly the most annoying adult ever. He was annoying because he was not responsive. You would call him and he wouldn't answer for like 3 days, and they're supposed to reply to you in 24 hours. He did not grade assignments on time. He did not help me when I asked him to help me. He made long DBAs. He did a long welcome call. And the actual course was a world history course. And we all know that made it a lot worse because I hate history courses. I don't think they're that useful. I'm not going to be a paleontologist. So I won't need them. I'm not going to use them. I mean, I could sure make a reference that someone might understand if they took a history course, and maybe someone will make a reference that I don't get. But other than that, I don't really see the use in them as much as some other people do. But probably the most annoying thing that this teacher did. My family and I, we go on plenty of vacations because we love vacation, we love traveling, we love going places. We were going to Hawaii for 2 weeks, and I was very excited to go to Hawaii, and I told this specific teacher, because I know him and I know how annoying he is, I told this specific teacher 3 separate times about the fact that I was going to Hawaii. And then the day we were leaving, I said, hey, I'm not going to be doing any assignments for 2 weeks. I'm going to Hawaii. Just a reminder. Taking 2 floating vacation weeks. Please don't text me while I'm in Hawaii. What did he do? A week into my Hawaii trip, we're leaving our first Hawaii island to go on a cruise to another one, because first we were in the house, then we went on a cruise. I can make a whole story time about that crazy awesomeness that happened. But basically what happened was, we were a weekend and he texted me about, hey, why haven't I seen work in your assignments? And I'm like, I'm on vacation. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, have a good time. And I'm like, yeah, I won't be in for another week. So I get home and I'm like, okay, time to continue these courses, do some hard working. This video is getting really long, but this is the last subject. Time to do some courses, get some hard work in, go into my history course. Oh, whatever. Oh, terrible. I go into my history course, and I have been locked out of the course. I am not kidding you. When they don't see work in a while, and they don't want to kick you out, they can lock your course to pause your work. So that basically you won't get kicked out if you don't do your grace period or something like that. So I was locked out of my course, and I called my teacher and I said, why? Oh, I said it again. Why? Why have I been locked out of my course? And you know what he said to me? He said, I haven't seen work in your course for 2 weeks. Bruh. Well, thank you guys so much for watching that rant video. I'm sweating now. I got so angry I'm sweating. Also, I'm in a onesie, so that could be part of it. But thank you guys for watching my video. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to drop a like for how relatable it is that school gets annoying sometimes. But don't forget to remember that most of it will be useful, except for math past 8th grade. And history. They should have continued geography instead. But if you can relate to anything I said, just in general, how teachers are annoying, if you've ever had a male teacher that was annoying, just any of that, comment down below and give this video a thumbs up. So that is all I have for you guys today. And subscribe to help me reach 50 subscribers because we're very close. And I will see you on Monday. Bye!